They were down, busted up, barely hanging on, and then, out of nowhere, everything changed. MMA has given us moments that felt like they were over, until they weren't. This isn't just fighting, it's survival. These are the top 10 greatest comebacks in MMA. Stick around, you're gonna feel every second of it. Number 1. Paul Craig versus Magomed Ankalaev. March 17th, 2018, Paul Craig had 1 second, literally, to change everything. For almost the full fight, Magomed Ankalaev was in complete control. It was his UFC debut, and he looked like a machine, calm, technical and ruthless. Craig was trapped under pressure, outworked and worn down. The judges didn't need scorecards, everyone thought it was done. But Craig was waiting. In the very last second of round 3 to 4:59 on the clock, he threw up a triangle choke. Fast, clean. Ankalaev, shocked and caught off guard, tapped. Just like that, Craig flipped the narrative. From being dominated for 14 minutes and 59 seconds to winning with 1 second left. Number 2. Yair Rodriguez versus Korean Zombie. November 11th, 2018. This fight wasn't just good, it was a war. Yair Rodriguez and the Korean Zombie, also known as Chan Sung Jung, went at each other for nearly 25 minutes, trading bombs, pushing the pace, neither man giving an inch, and it looked like Zombie was edging it. Then, right as the final second ticked down, Rodriguez did something ridiculous. He ducked under a punch and threw an upward elbow, not a spinning elbow, not a textbook counter, an upward elbow from below, and it landed flush. Zombie crumpled to the ground. It was 4:59 of round 5. It didn't even look real at first. The crowd froze. Even the commentary team had to pause and make sure what they saw happened. That elbow wasn't in the manual. It was instinct, article chaos, and it turned the whole fight on its head. Number 3. Justin Gayy versus Michael Johnson. July 8th, 2017. Justin Gayy walked into the UFC cage like a man on a mission. His first opponent was Michael Johnson. And right out the gate, Johnson looked sharp, dropping Gayy and landing heavy. But Gayy doesn't do safe, he doesn't back down, he eats punches like a full meal and just keeps moving forward. In round 2, something shifted. Johnson's hand slowed, his eyes started blinking more. What was it about Gayy? He smelled blood. The pressure came in waves, elbows, uppercuts, kicks. The chaos didn't stop. By 4:48 of round 2, the ref stepped in. Gayy had arrived. That wasn't just a win. Even when the fight looked like it was slipping away, Gayy dragged it back through sheer violence and will. Number 4. Georges St-Pierre versus Michael Bisping. After 4 years away, Georges St-Pierre came back, not just to fight, but to chase greatness in a new weight class. At UFC 217 on November 5th, 2017, Georges St-Pierre made an epic comeback by defeating Michael Bisping with a submission in the 3rd round at 4:23, winning the UFC middleweight title. Fans were thrilled to see the legendary GSP back in action, especially since he had been the longest reigning welterweight champion, but had never fought at middleweight before. In the fight, Georges St-Pierre secured several takedowns in the 1st round, but Bisping quickly got back up each time. As the 2nd round went on, Georges St-Pierre began to slow down, and Bisping started taking control. During the 3rd round, Georges St-Pierre suffered the worst cut of his career after absorbing some brutal elbows from Bisping while on the ground. Just when it seemed like Bisping had the upper hand, Georges St-Pierre turned things around dramatically. He took Bisping's back and locked in a rear naked choke, forcing Bisping to tap out. This victory extended Georges St-Pierre's impressive win streak to 13 fights and marked a memorable return to the Octagon, proving he could dominate even in a new weight class. Number 5. Matt Hughes versus Frank Trigg. April 16th, 2005, UFC 52. Matt Hughes faced Frank Trigg in what was supposed to be another title defense, but early in the fight, Trigg landed an accidental groin shot that the ref missed. Hughes doubled over, and Trigg took full advantage, pouncing with punches and nearly finishing him. It looked like it was over, but Hughes gathered himself, scooped Trigg up, ran him across the octagon like a sack of potatoes, and slammed him to the mat. The crowd lost it. From there, Hughes took the back and slapped on a rear naked choke. Trigg tapped at 4:05 of round 1. It was a dirty start, but with a clean finish. That slam alone is still replayed in highlight reels. Number 6. Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor. On March 6, 2016, Conor McGregor was at the peak of his powers, fast, confident, and seemingly untouchable. He was set to fight Rafael dos Anjos, but when dos Anjos withdrew, Nate Diaz stepped in on short notice. In round 1, McGregor dominated, landing sharp strikes and walking with his usual swagger, even bleeding Diaz. Everything looked like McGregor's usual show, but round 2 changed everything. Diaz absorbed McGregor's punches and started firing back. McGregor began to slow down. Then, Diaz landed a powerful left that rocked him. In a panic, McGregor attempted a takedown, a mistake. Diaz defended perfectly, sprawling, then mounting McGregor. He took McGregor's back and locked in a rear naked choke. At 4:12 of round 2, Diaz forced McGregor to tap, shocking the world. Diaz pulled off the upset with no full camp, just raw grit and perfect timing. Number 7, Anderson Silva's great escape, UFC 117, Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen. Nobody had ever seen Silva get dominated the way he did that night. Sonnen was relentless. For nearly 5 rounds he took Silva down and pounded him. Fans were already accepting a new champ. Then, with 2 minutes left, Silva pulled off one of the slickest triangle armbars the sport has seen. Sonnen tried to survive, but the squeeze was too much. He tapped at 3:10 of round 5. Silva kept his belt and added another legendary chapter to his career. The reign continued by the skin of his teeth. Number 8. Bisping versus Silva. On February 27, 2016, Michael Bisping stepped into the Octagon as a clear underdog against the legendary Anderson Silva in London. Few expected much from Bisping, but he came out determined and scrappy. He stayed active with jabs and constant movement, refusing to back down. The fight took a dramatic turn at the end of round 3. Bisping accidentally dropped his mouthpiece and tried to alert the referee. Silva seized the moment with a brutal flying knee, dropping Bisping just as the round ended. Despite the knockdown, the fight continued. Bisping rose, bloodied but unbroken. He fought with fierce determination through the final 2 rounds, showing incredible heart and resilience. When the final bell rang, the judges scored the fight 48-47 in Bisping's favour. Against all odds and in front of his home crowd, Bisping had defeated one of MMA's greatest fighters. Number 9. Glover's short-lived joy, Teixeira versus Bader. On September 5, 2013, Ryan Bader came out strong against Glover Teixeira. He landed sharp, powerful punches early on, clearly putting Teixeira on the back foot. It looked like Bader was in control and ready to dominate the fight, but Teixeira stayed calm and composed. He didn't rush or panic. He patiently waited for the perfect moment to strike back. Then, just before the end of the first round, Teixeira landed a devastating right hand. He followed it up with a rapid flurry of punches that overwhelmed Bader. The referee quickly stepped in at 2:55 of round 1, stopping the fight. It was a brief, intense battle with a sudden, electrifying turnaround, a comeback that struck fast and hard, shocking everyone. Number 10, Kelvin Gastelum versus Michael Bisping, November 25, 2017. Just 3 weeks after losing to Georges St. Pierre, Michael Bisping stepped in to face Kelvin Gastelum in Shanghai. Gastelum came in ready, fresh, focused, and dangerous. It didn't take long. Less than 3 minutes in, he landed a brutal left hand that sent Bisping crashing to the mat. The fight was stopped at 2:30 of round 1. For Gastelum, it was a much-needed revival. For Bisping, it was a rough ending to a whirlwind month. And for everyone watching, it was proof once again, this sport turns in an instant. So that's a wrap on the top 10 greatest comebacks in MMA. Moments that remind us it's never over till it's over. If you felt that rush too, don't forget to like, drop your favourite comeback in the comments, share it with your fight crew, and hit subscribe for more.